Hi everyone, we're going to continue to talk about SQLite. And specifically, I want to emphasize the caveat, which is that sometimes indexes might be missing. So if you're not familiar with indexes, it's a way to speed up doing query or finding things from an SQLite database. So the reason that there might be missing indexes is it's very likely that the data you work with or SQLite database that you work with may not be generated by you. Actually, it is extremely common. Let's say you join a company, the data is already there. But now your job is to actually do querying, finding things from this database. And oftentimes, the things that you want to find may not already have indexes created for it. So what you want to do is a sanity check. You want to check if there's already the indexes created so that you can very quickly do the query. Internally, SQLite uses the index approach called B-tree, which is a data structure to speed up the query. And the very nice property about B-tree is any kind of adding data, or finding data, or deleting data from an SQLite database, it can be done in big O log n speed. So what that means is if, say, you have 1 million items, let's say 1 million student ID, and you want to find a particular ID from this table. So without the index, you will need to do likely the sequential scans. I mean, you need to look at probably roughly 500,000 of all the 1 million student ID in order to find out if the student ID exists or not. But with the B-tree data structure, the speed is cut down into big O log n. So big O log n is roughly 6 times, plus or minus, of accesses that you might need to do to check if that particular ID exists. So that's a huge difference. All right, down from 500,000 now to only 6. And it's very important to know that, or to find out if the index is created. If not, then you will be doing a very slow way, which is 500,000 scan. But if you have the index, you will speed it up to only 6. So that's a very, very huge difference. And if you find that an index is missing, then what do? In SQLite, it's very easy to do. You use a create index statement. So let's say here we want to create an index for the particular column student ID where we want to do these random query, random access, or random finding on. Then we say create index on the student ID column. And actually, the index doesn't need to be created only on one column. It can be on a combination of columns. So that means that depending on what your query you want to find, you want to create different indexes to speed up your query. So what we'll look at in this video is the importance of doing indexes and also why you may need to do it, because oftentimes the data that you work with are actually not one that you created yourself. Instead, it's created by someone. So it's important to know, to find out if there's something missing.